Hi, I'm Daisy,
Hi, I'm David.
and we're the MSA Crusaders.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of the MSA Crusaders. Because we have a very, very exciting podcast for you.
Yes.
Podcast episode today is going to be very interesting, and I know that some of you have been waiting for this one. So here we are. David, tell me, where have you been?
Actually, I was in Guadalajara, Mexico,
What were you doing
getting
there?
stem cells, different stem cells, actually.
Oh, they were umbilical stem cells, weren't they?
Well, so my wife and I thought we read it was umbilical. Turns out they're MSCs, but a different type of MSC, mitochondrial stem cells. They are, so what the doctors explained to us, and I'm still wondering how to get these, but they are stem cells taken from the roots of babies' teeth.
Really?
I'm not exactly
Interesting.
I'm not sure exactly how that process is done. And, for ethical considerations, I'm not going to talk about it, but, or guess.
Well,
But
tell me,
yeah.
how did you go about getting the stem cells? Did you have injections or what?
Yeah, so there are 3 visits. Originally, we were only going to have 2. And since we told the doctors asked how long we're going to be in town, we said basically 10 days. And he says, why? He says, well, the spacing out of the treatments, let's get you one more IV treatment. So not only did I had 2 IV treatments that were spaced like 3 days apart from the actual spinal injection or stem cells. So since if we only had a week, I can only have 2 because they have to be spaced out. You can't have too many stem cells too quickly, or you have problems. So I actually had 3 separate treatments of stem cells in Mexico.
Yeah, on the flyer I see that you had IV red IV fluid,
Yep.
and then the needle on your back.
Yeah, the IV was stem cells and also other medications. I talked about on my YouTube channel, but they were other other treatments they injected into the IV to help the stem cells, which was absolutely miraculous.
Well, how are they supposed to work?
Long story short is they give you a bunch of medication to take, vitamins and stuff to take over the counter and prescription to help with the stem cells. But they not only do they give you stem cells, but they give you these other types of cells, these other types of treatments that will accelerate the stem cell growth and the facilitation of the stem cells getting to the brain. And I could look it up for you because I had a really nice talk about it. But one of those that they gave us were exosomes. And so not only did I have stem cells, but they gave me exosomes. And exosomes are basically tiny bubbles released by cells. They're like miniature messengers that carry cargo, and they travel throughout the body delivering instructions and influencing behavior of other cells. So when they give you exosomes, those things are shown to have incredible potential for preclinical studies. They reduce inflammation in the brain and protect from neuron damage and promote the growth of neurons. So they just don't give you, like in Chicago, they gave me stem cells and said, here you go, right? That's all you get. But over there, they gave me exosomes, which will reduce inflammation, protect neurons from damage, and promote the growth of new neurons. So, I mean, that in itself was great. And then they gave me another injection of bottle of cerebrolysin. And cerebrolysin is a drug that's derived from pig brain proteins, right? Pig brain proteins. It has been used for years to treat Alzheimer's and stroke patients. Because when we go for physical therapy, they usually want to send us to stroke and rehab centers for physical therapy because we're very similar in how we walk and talk. So
Unless your voice sounds a lot clearer.
Doesn't it? And this is at the end of the day. After I told you, after I recorded a YouTube video, I've done stuff at home, kids and stuff. I mean, I've done a lot today, and I have my voice. I mean, doesn't it sound much more enunciated?
It does. It sounds loud.
Right, it's amazing. So those cerebrolysin liquid that they gave me in the IV is there to protect neurons from damage and promote the repair. So remember, our problem with MSA is the neurons are not, they're falling apart. They're damaged. The outer layers are being torn apart. Yeah, the sheathing, right, is being torn apart. So they give you stem cells, and they give you other injections to help facilitate the travel of it and protection of it, and then the growth. So I excellent. I mean, it's much better in Chicago, where they give me one thing of IV and said, "There you go, go have fun." Right? They never give me anything else. They didn't say take this or take that. They just said, "Here's the injection and go." So,
well, they were very informative here in Mexico.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. And you can't judge Mexico you can't judge the book by its cover.
Do you have to go back?
Well, so I believe they said if things are going well, come back in 3 to 4 months so they can get even more quicker. There'll still be some left over, but 3 to 4 months they can get you making, if you're better, making you even more better, right? They said.
So, I know Carrie's going back.
Yeah, Carrie went back. She'd been there at least twice, and they told me they know who she is. They said that I believe she brought her mother because they remember her vividly. Because they asked who she was, like what did she do, and I was like, oh, well, she sings and does this and that, and they're like, oh, they didn't know that, I guess, or maybe they did, but yeah, they knew who she was, and she came back, and I think she brought her mother, from what they said. So
she told us she was going to bring her mom.
Was it? Yeah. So I mean, they very very great people. A clinic in Mexico is not the same as a clinic in U.S. The looks, the standards of care, the quality of care. It's like going to the middle of Africa and hoping to get like American care. It's not going to happen, right? So
I have a really serious question.
Yeah, absolutely. What's going on?
Is this going to affect your insurance when you go to your doctor appointments?
Is it going to affect my insurance?
Your specialist and thing?
No. They don't even care. Stem cells will not interact. It has nothing to do with any other treatments being performed by anybody anywhere.
I was worried about that, so that's good to know.
The only thing that can happen is if they inject stem cells, the wrong stem cells in the wrong place, you will create like minor tumors throughout your body. So you just can't go to anybody, because if they do the wrong treatment the wrong way, it will ruin you.
Quacks in Florida.
Yeah, the ones we talked about. Unofficially, yeah, those ones.
I didn't say which ones, but they're quacks.
Yeah, they're quacks. They're fraud. They were frauds from the beginning. Yeah,
that's not the real deal. Well, tell me what to expect. What can you expect?
Well, the 2 appointments up for IVs. So I only had the second IV appointment because we had time, and they said if you get it, we'll give you a good discount. It was like, I think 50% off the second one.
Well, a bonus.
Yeah, 50 or 20%. I can't remember. And we got that while we were there. But the IVs are typical IVs, right? They don't hurt except for his IV was the first one I never felt go into my body.
Oh way.
This doctor knows how to inject IVs into the vein. I did not feel it at all.
You bring it with you?
Yeah, I'm serious. Now, those last for about an hour because it's a drip. You can't make an IV. You can make an IV drip faster, but you don't want to. So an hour for each IV session. The spinal injection was, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but worse than my knee pain. It was very, very bad.
I know you texted me. You said it was really bad. It was like your neck pain was the worst you've ever had.
Yep. I told my wife to text you while I was on there. I said, I can't even think about talking. So after we went to the doctors, because we were in contact with them, they said what happens is injecting to the spine goes directly through the blood-brain barrier to the brain.
It's right. Like a route, you said.
Yeah,
straight route.
direct to the brain. Now, the other one I had through the nasal cavities
That
before in
was
Chicago was the best guess. They were hoping.
that was the old stem cell treatments you had before,
Yeah, and let's
like
see.
a year ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, in August. Yep, they were hoping to bypass the blood-brain barrier, and I don't think it did because it didn't help. The spinal injection directly bypasses it. So now here's the problem. One, in Mexico, they did not have, like, they said sit on the table and lean over, that's your chest, touch your kneecaps,
I think you're gonna have an epidural.
and don't move. Well, us with MSA move a lot. I have jerking movements and shaking and the tremors. I wanted my wife to come hold me down. The other doctor was injecting while he was trying to hold my hands and legs in place so I don't move, and I did move a bit. So there's two things here that happen, right? Either my wife explained to me, either we barely pierce the outer layer of the spinal cord tissue, which would cause those effects, or, as the doctor said, he gave me like 5 cc or 5 milliliters of injection of stem cells, and he says he actually gave me 2 more milliliters, so 7 milliliters in total. Because he gave me 2 more milliliters, it created a positive pressure in my brain. It created more pressure than what was supposed to be there to begin with. Yeah, so he said that's why I had these incredible migraines and pain in the back, which makes sense.
Didn't you tell me where it was hurting, where it was working?
If it was working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where it's hurting.
Yeah. So yeah, he's now I don't know if that's true, but he says you'll feel the pain in different parts of your body when it's working. Because he says that those are the cells. That's the brain rejuvenating.
They're doing what they're supposed to do.
Yeah. Now I don't really believe it too much until I started feeling pain in very specific parts of my body. Like I had a pain back here, specific, and a pain here. And I had a lot of pain right here. And you know what's right here? Right inside there. You know what's inside there? You put them in and you call it.
Really?
And all the other pain was
Speaking
back.
of that, I have my DAT scan tomorrow.
There you go, right? So we're going to have a video on that one too, hopefully. And all the other pain, Daisy, was right back here. And what's back here? Your cerebellum, right? So I didn't believe him at first, but when the pain was isolated to here, right in the middle and into the back, I was like, it has to be. Yeah, it has to be.
And now, you said your kidneys are hurting really bad.
Yeah, passing the stem cells, the IVs and stuff is what it was. Like anytime you go through anesthesia or a lot of drugs and stuff, it'll clean out or clog your kidneys. So I had to water, drinking a lot of water and flush it out, and perfectly fine. But they were sore for a minute, though. Yeah.
This is probably a little TMI for everybody, but they would tell them what you told me when it comes to your peeing.
Yeah. Well, just like I said the same thing in my YouTube video. I'm not going to pretend here. So I want to be very clear here, Daisy, to everybody who's going to listen to this now and in the future, and you too.
What do you do? Always hot, wide, or open it.
Yeah. Well, seriously, and this is how open it is, right? If anybody, I don't care if it's Daisy, my mom, my wife, but anybody comes up to me and says, "Hey, Dave, you ought to go eat at this restaurant. It's really good." I don't believe them, because when people recommend things, it's usually not true. It's not what they said it was, or it's not what you like. So I just don't believe people when they say anything for any reason. I trust them, but I verify. I don't do things because other people have done it. So the only reason, before we answer that question, the only reason I went down to Mexico was because Carrie Walsh came on 2 of our podcasts, before stem cells and after stem cells.
And we saw her.
What everybody doesn't know is we used to record on Google.
We'll have to bring her back on it and let her
absolutely. We need to. Before Riverside, we recorded on Google Meetings and all video, but we'd only post the audio. And when I saw her before, it was a typical MSA patient, lost everything, we're all going downhill. And she came back the second visit to you reached out to her, and she said she wanted to come back on. She had treatment, and she was
radiant. She was glowing.
Glowing. I mean, her hair was great. Her skin was great. She was talking very well. I was like, who is this person, right?
This not the same one that was here before?
Absolutely. Because unfortunately, we've had guests multiple times, and we have seen guests that are doing okay end up doing bad after so many months, right? So to see Carrie going from bad to great, I mean, she went back to singing.
Yeah.
How phenomenal is that? So,
and acting.
I'm telling you. So how good was it? Well, this morning or this early afternoon, I have been typing on my computer pretty fast with very little errors. Now, not super fast, but I was out here typing on my computer, something I have lost the ability to do, and doing it perfectly fine. Like maybe 70 words per minute with 2 errors. That's fantastic. So fine motor skills, right? Like I did on my video, I can move my fingers, and they're coming back to what they were. Now my right side is not as good as it used to be. I still have shaking, I still have tremors, but I'm able to do more with my hands. Things I noticed right away.
Are you double tapping?
Yeah, not anymore. We're doing
really?
good. Well, double tapping is pretty simple now. I'm so these stem cells are
you're
not
not accidentally double clicking.
No. So these stem cells are not a cure, potentially, right? And they're not going to fix everything, apparently, right? The expectation is to improve quality of life.
That's right. And everybody's different. Everybody's always different.
If we can't we're not going to fix everything, but let's try to fix what we can make it better. So the first thing I noticed was my dizziness, spinning 24/7, has gone completely away. I have, ever since we've had stem cells, I have been walking, looking left, right, down at my head, anywhere I want to. Even right now, I've been walking around the airport and looking over my shoulder without tripping, no spinning, no dizziness, no passing out.
You're turning your head when you're walking?
Yeah, right, I am. Now I am, again.
Are you still pinballing down the hallway?
No, well, this morning, yes. This afternoon, no. I was driving through the medication, but no, I mean, so we can't compare Mexico and right now, honestly, because Mexico, I was in another country, potential danger, be careful, watch your back, narcos, and blah, 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 right? There's a lot of walking. It's very intense. It was hot. It's 85 degrees, 90 degrees. Wow. So by the time I got home yesterday, I was extremely exhausted. No voice, no nothing.
But you talk to me on the phone, and you never do that when you go travel.
Yeah, well, I talked to you, and you're like, you sound very clear. I'm like,
I never hear from you for days when you come.
Yeah, when I have a lot of medical procedures or like the 5K walk and run or whatever.
Yeah, that was a week before I talked to you.
Yeah, sideline. And here I am the next day, enunciating, talking very clearly, pretty clear, right? Pretty clear. So the dizziness was gone. Yeah, except for like what normal people have. You reach down, pick something up, you get up too quickly. Yeah, everybody gets a little dizzy. I have no more spinning rooms, no more dizziness at all. At all. Okay?
That is so awesome.
Now, you mentioned about going pee, urinary bladder. The first time I went to the restroom, I must have been passing the stem cells, but it felt like euphoria. I had immense sensations back through my bladder. And I'm talking from my bladder, and we'll go ahead and throw the colon in too, right? We'll throw GI, gastrointestinal and urinary, we'll throw those together. I'm able to feel my bladder filling up and when it's empty, and my large intestine filling up and when it's empty. And so it's going to sound weird, I can feel it moving through my body till the end of it, right? To the end of the private parts. So for at least the last 2 years, I have not been able to feel any sensation. have I gone pee all the way? Am I done peeing? Things have been not numb, but no sensations at all. I mean, I could pee forever, and I don't know if I'm done peeing or not, or if I'm still going. And now I can actually feel externally and internally if I am using the bathroom or not, and when I'm done. I'm able to use the number 2 bathroom very well. After
Really?
the first days, I was constipated from the headaches, all the medication I took, all the pain meds. I was
Uh,
very
Do
constipated.
you stay constipated now? Before you went, were you always constipated?
Yes, I absolutely was. Yes, yeah, absolutely.
So it's taking away constipation.
It was hard, the constipation, and after I passed the first one, because remember all the pain medication I had from the pain, the spinal injection up here. After that one, which you can't include, because that's pain meds, I've gone ever since and had no issues with pushing and stopping or anything. Which is absolutely, I mean, I know I have to go to the bathroom, my large intestine, number 2, because I feel it before my stomach feels it, right? It no longer is backing up. Because normally I know I have to go to the bathroom because my top of my stomach is hurting. I have like liver pain or whatever. That's how I know it's completely backed up. Hey, Dave, get up with the bathroom and wait there for 10 hours and push. Right? Try to go. Now I know I have to go well before that because I can feel it, and I'm not constipated anymore. I'm not stuffed up. So that is completely now. I still can't completely control stopping on both the urinary and the voiding. So what I mean by that is the muscles at the end of them,
I'm talking to Gary.
of number 1 and number 2, are still. I can't completely control those yet, totally. So do I still leak or do whatever? Sometimes, but everything else has gotten very well, much better.
That's awesome. I asked him about most of my days constipated.
Yeah, constipation is the worst.
It is. But no, diarrhea is worse.
Yeah, I don't like taking laxatives and pills and stuff like that. So, very, very, very fortunate. That's going to help you. I don't have to wear diapers or anything.
So I'm talking to Carrie right now,
Mm-hmm.
and she is going to come back. She will be happy to come over here. She's at it right now. She's like, "Look at get my makeup in her hair fix."
She is a star.
She's like, "Give me 30 minutes."
Yeah, absolutely.
But she's more than happy to come back and tell us about red light therapy.
Yeah. Well, red light therapy. So red light therapy is a shorter wavelength than light, so you can't see. You ultraviolet is a higher wavelength than light, which will hurt you, burn skin, create cancer. Red light, or otherwise known as ultraviolet, is also used for many therapies for muscles, including weight loss. It helps to. Red light will go a couple millimeters into the skin, and
it goes to the skull. Like I think she said 6 to 12 inches.
Yeah. Well, there's not a lot of. There's no muscle, right? There's no muscle up here. There's hardly any. You can feel your skull, right? So yeah, it goes much farther. So when they use it down like on your stomach and arms and stuff, it goes into the fat cells and actually breaks them up. So yeah, red light therapy is something that's new and revolutionary. Now, which is stuff you see on TV and TikTok or whatever, like don't believe that stuff. But I've been in a couple of not ultraviolet, but red light or low level light beds that are supposed to invigorate your cells, and they do. They do a wonderful job of interacting with muscle and tissue.
Okay, let's talk more about the hyperbaric chamber shape.
Yeah, the hyperbaric chamber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think
that's important too.
Eric does the red light therapy too, didn't he?
I'm not sure. I don't remember hearing that.
Let's talk to Eric more.
Yeah, it's not UV. It's under the light. It's It's like a radio frequency, but yeah, the red light therapy is the one that is really good for joint relief. You see these things all over TikTok or in eBay, whatever, Google shopping centers, red light therapy. But the ones they make overseas in China, so it's like really cheap, and they're made cheap equipment, so they don't go as far into your body. But the ones that are really made very well help an awful lot. I know they have those. They have them for like kneecaps and joints and stuff to help repair. It stops a lot of inflammation, which is really good.
Yeah, I seen him talk about a few of our MSA friends talk about red light therapy.
Yeah,
and I'd like to buy one of them too.
Yeah, just be careful. Like a lot of this, if it doesn't cost a lot of money, it's probably not worth it. It's probably something cheap and it's not going to work. Unfortunately,
Carrie's actually working with a friend that sells it.
Yeah,
we talked to her about getting a good one.
Good. Yeah, Carrie knows what she's doing for sure.
For sure, she's trying to beat this. She's fighting hard.
Yeah, I'm glad. How lucky are we to have someone that comes? If Carrie wants us to release it, we will. Right? It's up to Carrie. But her before and after videos.
Oh my gosh!
When you and I got done talking to her and Carrie left, I told you, I said, "Wow, do you see the difference in Carrie?"
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It was totally different. It was like that day.
Yeah, it's not vitamins. It was the treatments. And here's the thing: I don't know if I mentioned that they also gave me ME factor. So ME factor is kind of like a human growth hormone. You know how so it's banned in athletics because it's kind of like a steroid, but it's for tissue. Back in the 90s and early 2000s, players would get injured somewhere somehow, and they would go get human growth hormone injections, and it would heal them so quickly, but it also made them stronger physically. So it was banned from most sports in the United States. So they gave me an ME factor, which is kind of the same way. They're amino acids and peptides, which is something we need. That's designed to boost the function of mitochondria, which mitochondria are the cells that power. It's the part of the cell that powers it. And in MSA, we have evidence of mitochondrial dysfunction. So I seen that on my records where it says mitochondrial dysfunction because it's just a part of MSA and other diseases itself. You can actually not have MSA and just have mitochondrial dysfunction itself, which is bad, which means you'll be sick for the rest of your life. But mitochondrial dysfunction means that the cells aren't producing enough energy to function properly, so the cells won't work. The ME factor restores the energy balance that protects neurons from damaging effects of the dysfunction. I mean, I sit here right now, Daisy. You see me talking. I'm energetic. And
You're. And I just got to explain. I'm sorry. I'm tired.
No. Trust me. I understand. I did not take Adderall today. This is not because of Adderall. It's not because of the Coca-Cola. This is my first rest I had today, right?
I'm impressed. I'm really impressed. I want to go.
It works well. You should. See, everyone has to decide because here's the thing, Daisy. I'm going to tell you, like everyone else listening, that spinal injection hurt. I thought my knee pain from that 5K was bad.
Is it a spinal tap?
That was my no, spinal taps don't hurt. I've had at least a dozen spinal taps. Spinal taps don't hurt. Epidurals don't hurt. They're not supposed to, rather. This overpressure of the brain from that injection, I could not take a step without the pain of Jesus himself destroying the back of my head, right? And then we had to take a cab, an Uber to get somewhere. I was dead. I barely made it to a cab, or our friend picked us up and we got the cab back, but our good friend Edith picked us up with her two children, Morelia. And my wife, she's like, after the knee pain, right? When I had that head pain from the injection in Mexico, she said, I've never seen your faces that you made. I've never seen you in such pain in your life. Really? It was that's after the knee pain, right? So
you had several surgeries surgeries you broke in
I,
your back?
I've had 8 or 9 total. Yeah, broke my back twice. Uh, two knees, 4 shoulder surgeries. Uh, total reconstructed jaw surgery, top and bottom, and cosmetic. You can see my lip doesn't work here because that's the after effect of nerve damage from the surgery. So the left part of my lip doesn't really move very much. So, yeah, I've had pain on top of pain, and this stem cell.
Nothing like this, huh? It was that bad? But,
Yeah, but it doesn't always happen to everybody though, right? I don't think Carrie had that type of pain. She never mentioned it, and I think she would have, honestly,
I think so too.
right? So it just depends on the person. So you have to be prepared for the worst pain for at least 2 days. It took a while to go.
I want to ask you what I asked you on the phone. Would you do it again?
Yes, oh, hell yes. The 5K walk and jog, probably not. 90% no. I would only do it to prove I could do it. Right. This one, even after the major pain in the head, I absolutely would do it again because now I've just seen a few of the effects right now, and I still have. He said this, over the next 22 days from my last injection on the 13th, right? I had the last injection on the 12th. Got home yesterday. Today's the 14th. So he says the peak of the stem cells repairing process will be in 22 days.
In 22 days.
So basically the beginning of December. He says then you have another 11 days of it going down, right? That's why he gave me so much more medication, and he gave me some vitamins and stuff, supplements to take with it to enhance it.
And you got to do the bariatric chamber, the
hyperbaric chamber, yeah. And he gave me. They look like IV bottles or like medicine, like morphine bottles, whatever. He gave me 4 vials of medicine with a prescription to take every Monday, which is to boost the immune system and to keep boosting the stem cells.
Every Monday,
right? I mean, for 4 weeks for every Monday. I mean, this I feel cheated going to Chicago for stem cells.
Really?
$10,000 for that, and this was basically $5,000, and we got a little extra, so $6,500, I think, total. I feel cheated and just used for $10,000 plus in Chicago, where these guys these guys in Mexico are doing this, and I'm doing so well right now.
How much did you pay in Mexico for your treatment?
Oh, so the original one, originally was going to be 1 IV and 1 spinal injection. That was going to be like $5,000, give or take, depending on the valuation of the dollar and peso. We got the extra one for like 1,000 more, 1,200 more, so 6,200 total.
Really?
Yeah.
And you paid $10,000 for one in Chicago?
For 1 IV, and it was my own stem cells, which suck because we have MSA and we're sick.
They were broken.
They were broken already. Seriously, right?
Well, I mean, how can you fix something with something broken?
Yeah, I don't know how the stem cells work and how cells break down. Like maybe my bone marrow was healthy, but here's the thing, though, right? I had some blood tests that showed that I either have a bone marrow disease or I have a cancer. I don't have cancer, so some of my blood tests I have taken recently are saying your bone marrow literally is not producing enough of these cells, and that's why your levels are off.
Really?
So, yeah. I can show them to you offline or whatever. But it's amazing how when you start thinking about your blood tests they give you and looking into them, that even the bone marrow is falling apart. We're becoming anemic. So, you have to pay attention to this stuff.
Yeah, speaking of anemic, I've noticed that I have some really big bruises on the back of my legs.
How'd you get those?
From my power chair.
Because you're going too fast down the street?
No, just from sitting in it.
Yeah, it's bed sores, right?
No, the parts of my calves of the wheelchair, they're hard.
Oh, yeah, swap those out. Get you some gel or something.
So they're green now. They're going away, but it's like anemic.
Yeah. Well, the more sick we get, the longer it takes to heal, and that includes bruises and cuts and everything else, right? Kind of like diabetic, like my wife is. It takes longer to heal.
It's either that or it's from my husband It's not easy. It's not pressure. It's just repeated. Pick my legs up, put them on the bed.
Yeah.
It's just repetitive. So,
You have to keep that circulation going. Well, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but my legs feel absolutely great now. I hate to say this after you just said that because this is the last thing I forgot to say. I hate to say this, Daisy.
what's that?
But before I was like my legs were so stiff, like horribly stiff, and you say pizza syndrome. Well, same thing. We our muscle, we don't move our muscles, and so they're not very stretchy. They're not very they don't feel well. Before I went there, my legs were so stiff and they hurt from cramps, charter horses. And I thought my muscle was wasting away, and now my leg muscles feel absolutely wonderful. I mean,
That's awesome.
absolutely great. So my legs and stuff, my feet. So
Get me hyped up, David.
yeah. But remember this though. Remember this. How former job. Remember this. Like my YouTube channel and podcast, I don't say any shit I don't mean. None. I don't make anything up. I don't exaggerate. I don't want to give false hope. My job is to report my progress and how I'm doing, and it is what it is. Right, learn from my mistakes. Right, learn from your mistakes, and learn from what we do, what you do that are good. Think about it. Do it. Don't do it. But Carrie has a different response to it than I have, and you would.
Well, we say it all the time. We can't say it enough. Everybody's different.
Everybody, right? Everybody, and like we said, I think our last podcast. Imagine us getting these stem cells earlier, and they worked if they worked, and not having to lose parts of functions of our body. It'd be absolutely wonderful. Like her not losing getting her seeing back, or getting a colon back, getting an intestine back. Or we just can't transplant a colon or bladder. But it's nice not to lose those things, right?
If I could get my motor back, oh my God, that would be awesome.
I'm telling you, right? So, but here's the thing, though, right? You can't take back the past, but maybe it can help the future, at least
exactly.
At least the near time future.
Exactly. And walk again. That would be so awesome.
Yeah.
We're
going to put a GoFundMe page for Daisy for her trip to Mexico. I think the hardest part about the whole trip was actually flying. The only seats they had available left for our dates were business class. So the seats were pretty big, pretty expensive. But I think the hardest part is it hurts to travel, for people with MSA.
Yeah,
I mean, for you in a power chair, it's even more sophisticated. But, I would recommend if anyone does go to Guadalajara, at the airport, take wheelchairs. And number two, Mexican streets and sidewalks are no joke. They are not like the U.S. or UK or whatever. They are. It's a developing nation. They are horrible. The streets, the sidewalks, horrible.
Well, I wouldn't take my power chair either.
I don't think you'd even get close to, unless you have big wheels like bicycle wheels. I don't think you'd get one block at all.
I would take it. I just take my standard.
Yeah, that'd be like a wheelchair or something. Much bigger wheels, and even then, it's crazy, Daisy. So, not all of Mexico, but most of it, unless you got money, is not very well kept by the city. So, we stayed in a nice area too.
It would be interesting for you to be able to talk to people.
Yeah.
What it's doing for you, and then to have a second. So scary. Somebody to see what it's doing for them. Since everybody's different and have different aspects of it.
Absolutely. Everybody has different problems. We all will develop the same issues, but we all get them at just different times. Right? I mean, my first issues were not the same as your first issues. We're not the same as Carrie's first issues, right? Symptoms. So, yeah, I mean, and this is just me one week after. So I still got a few weeks to go to see how much it's going to do for me.
Oh, that's what I wanted to do. Look at the calendar to see when 22 days is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, by early December, from the 12th, it will be 7, 14, 21, so December the 4th. So December the 4th will be
far away.
The 4th will be the peak. And 11 days after that, the 15th will be the end of the working stem cells. So December 15th, mark your calendar. We'll have another
You need a
podcast.
new one.
Yeah, we will. I'm telling you, I told my daughter this earlier this afternoon. I said I feel like getting out and running. I have some damn energy to expend on something, and I want to do it.
So do you think you'll go back for Christmas?
No, because he said if it's working good, he says if you notice good gain, come back within 3 to 4 months so we can keep. You want to keep a good thing going.
So
Right?
90 days.
You don't want a good thing to run out and then try to reboot it. You want to reboot what's already good to make it better.
Right.
So if it was good, he said 3 to 4 months. He says if it's not working and you want to try it again, 5 or 6 months. So
Really?
yeah, I wouldn't go back until February, March, if that, anyway, at the earliest.
Like 90 days and 85 days.
Yeah.
Like Botox.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, pretty much. Well, yeah, mine's every 30 days, but yeah. Swallowing 2 days. I don't know if I even talked about swallowing.
No, we haven't. Tell me.
My swallowing, it's not great, but it was pretty bad. And now I say it's good.
You said you ate coconut shrimp.
We ate coconut. What do you call it? Coconut fried shrimp, whatever shrimp they dip in coconut, and there you go. That's the worst thing you want to eat if you have throat issues like aspiration, right? Pneumonia,
Yeah,
aspirating.
that's what I cannot eat fried foods.
And the proof is on my Facebook. Go to my Facebook, you'll see the food we ate. Right, the last night before we left. I think it's on there. If not, I'll post it.
I see it.
I ordered a dish that was so big. We don't know how big these things are. It's cheap in Mexico, but they come out with the huge meals. This is a nice restaurant. I must eat probably 15 coconut shrimp, jumbo ones. They're jumbo. They're fly. What do you call them? Fly shrimp?
Butterfly.
Yeah, they're butterfly shrimp, right? Which is really hard. I got to chew in pieces. And I choke once, and I aspire one time at the end.
Really?
I ate like 14 shrimp, and then on the last shrimp, I had barely went down my lung, and I choked on one just a little. I didn't choke very much, though. Right? You barely even noticed it. But I was swallowing chunks of coconut shrimp by accident and not choking at all.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I'm taking 3 or 4 pills at a time now, swallowing. That I was doing better after that dilation of my throat before, but I'm doing it even better now with foods that are crispy, crunchy, coconut shrimpy, whatever,
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You're taking pills.
Yeah.
You were taking pills, okay, or did you get COVID?
Oh, no, I still had issues with pills before. So after they did my dilation to stretch out the throat muscles, I did better, absolutely better. But I still choked and aspirated a lot, quite a bit, rather. And now, after the stem cells, I haven't choked. I've choked 2 times on coconut shrimp, choked once and aspirated once, but I have not choked on anything since or slightly before. So I think it's doing whatever is working is helping for sure.
That is awesome.
Yeah, it's the integration. It's the working together of the muscles to swallow or expel. Go to the bathroom. Those muscles all have to work together. So I think they actually are now. Even though muscles might be weak still, I think they're actually now communicating because now I'm not having any issues with swallowing or expelling things from my body. So I swear it has to be working.
In a couple of months or so, you gotta get your throat videoed again.
Yeah. They said everybody's different on the dilation. So they said, we probably have to do it every 3 months or, every 6 months. It just depends how bad it is. But right now, I don't need anything. I'm doing pretty good. So
I'm envious.
I'll go with it. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm really envious.
No. I'm jealous of Carrie.
Yeah.
And I am thankful that somebody with good
experience.
How do you say this? I'm happy that she said something to us about the treatments.
Referred?
Made it public and was truthful and honest. And again, we have a before and after video of her, and she was human enough to
She was
come
a great
on
referral.
video. Yeah, she was human enough to show us and herself in her worst moments and her best afterwards, right? And she gave us an opportunity to make our own decisions if we want to look into this treatment.
And that's what we do. We do with our listeners.
Yeah,
Our
absolutely.
viewers now. You're our viewers now.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, you listening have to make your own decisions. We can't do that for you. We can't make any promises. Money is not necessarily going to buy happiness or success, but
Can't take it with you.
I saw. You're right. I wish. We saw her, and there you go. We have to. You have to. We only have limited resources, so we have to decide how to spend that money.
I'm sure she won't mind showing our video.
I'm sure she would too, but I'm going to ask her first.
I want to wait until the episode have her before and after, so the viewers can see for themselves.
Yeah, even if we have snippets or something like shortcuts of it. Yeah.
Yes.
Night and day. It's kind of like your microphone. Night and day from the old one you used to have. Your microphone, Daisy. Your microphone.
Hey, you sounded really good then.
Right? Yeah.
There you go. Little of that.
I don't want to yell into your ear.
You're not.
Yeah. Hello. So yeah, other than that,
sound like you're doing the deep tunnel.
Deep tunnel. Okay. Yeah. So it's great that. Let me say this: Mexico is cheap, not in a bad way. An Uber. So just for reference, an Uber in Mexico. This is Daisy. We just came back from Europe.
I never been out of the country.
In the Caribbean, all that, right? Uber. So think of Uber prices here. Expensive. We go to Mexico to get practically anywhere. An Uber is like $4. In the second biggest city in Mexico, $4 to go almost anywhere, and the tip is like 20 pesos, which is $1. The food is phenomenal and cheap. We're over there eating gorditas. Now we walk there. We're eating gorditas for like 55 cents a piece.
What? Are you serious?
Like tacos cost. We went to a street vendor for tacos and had tacos for 95 cents a piece. Like real steak, however you want to make them, tacos, 95 cents a piece. A whole dinner, like a high-end dinner, cost us $10-15 for 2 people.
What?
Right. We had breakfast buffet for $20 for both of us, like the best buffet in the world.
You're serious?
Our most expensive dinner was the night before we came home in the financial district, like this, like Wall Street, the Wall Street of Mexico.
It's just for Mexico.
5-star, 6-star people, 5-star restaurant or high end. It costs us a total of $40 to have 3 main dishes. High end service, high end.
How much is being Airbnb?
So there's lots of them. There's a lot of caveats with it, what you can and can't do. We got 10 days for about $600.
That's not bad.
7th floor, skyline view, ceiling to floor windows, best views, pool, gym, all security access with security guards, just because it's Mexico. Everyone has those. They help us with everything. Either that or we pay $1,000 for no reason, or $2,000. So a hotel is nice, but hotels are very small space for a long time. So for 10 days to only pay $600, that's cheap.
What would that cost you in Chicago?
Oh my God! So think you expect for a cheap hotel. So Mexico, you either have like $40 hotels or you have $100 and $150 hotels per night. So 10 days. I'm not saying I can't stay at a crappy place because it would be dangerous. Don't want to. So you stay at a Westin, a Hilton, a Marriott, or whatever, and they'll cost you $100 and up. So even if the minimum of $100 is going to cost you $1,000 for 10 days, right?
Really?
Plus taxes. We paid $600 total, including taxes. And
that's including taxes and everything.
Yeah, everything 600. So
So you were there
actually
for
less.
10 days. You
Yep.
had the treatment.
Yep.
And then 10 days. How much do you think a whole trip would cost?
Well, 6 plus 1,500, 1,600 for 2 tickets because that's the only thing is that they have no economy. All they have was business class, and the business class with Air Mexico was pretty cheap too. By the way, it was like $600, $800, $600 a piece. But I would say no more than 8,000.
That's what I'd say.
That's with a lot of Uber rides.
A lot.
walk around the city. So we probably did $500 in Ubers, which are $4 a piece. I'm telling you, we had a lot of Ubers.
That is unbelievable.
Yeah, we could have went cheaper. We could have did half the price of the traveling, but the big price is either 5,000 or 6,000 for the treatment is you can't really get around that price.
Oh, no, that's for sure.
Yeah,
that is for sure.
It was absolutely worth it though. Just for the tacos, it was worth it.
Just for the tacos. And David, you've been really, really happy in 22 days. I can't wait to see what goes on.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay at it.
I have to do a podcast show on that day.
Sure, that's a Thursday, I think. Wednesday or Thursday, I saw. Yeah.
So Sunday we record 2 o'clock. Anyway.
Usually record Thursday. Absolutely.
That is awesome.
No promises, though. No promises. You never know. Because the problem is I like to drink a little liquor, and liquor and stem cells don't go together. So I've really cut down I've only had like 3 drinks since a mojito and 2 things of vodka. So you don't want to drink too much when you or smoke too much or weed or gummies or anything when you're in stem cells. You want to have an immune system that is productive. So that's why they give you a bunch of over-the-counter vitamins and stuff to keep it going.
And this is kind of ties into the subject. Can you tell me what to expect?
They're going to put you like on an MRI table. They're going to have this weird. Looks like there's going to be two boxes, 2 square boxes. They're going to put your head in the middle of them, and they're going to bring them so close to your nose that it almost touches. And these 2 cubes, these 2 squares, are going to rotate around your head. So it's going to rotate, I think, 45 times, and that will be for 45 minutes. So if the cube starts here, by the time it gets around back to there, you're done. It's only 1 revolution. It's not really claustrophobic, but it will be up in your face.
Do you lay on something flat, or do you have something under your head?
Yeah, you have something under your head. It's like a typical MRI and CT. They usually put things.
And then they kind of brace your head in.
Yeah.
Will help.
Yeah.
Will help it.
They'll definitely restrict your neck and head movement. They'll put something for your neck and prop your legs up for sure.
Well, I'm really curious about levodopa and that scan.
Oh, well, I don't know. Did they tell you not to take it? Or you're not taking it, though, are you?
No, they tell me. They told me they said it's okay to take it, but I'm afraid that it would be interfering with the testing.
Are you taking levodopa carbidopa?
No.
So it would not interfere with that?
I do take it every daily, yeah. I take it 3 times a day.
Did they tell you to stop it?
No.
There's only certain medications that will alter, like Adderall could or could not, depending on the machine. But if they didn't tell you to stop it, then no. There's a difference between so what they're looking for is brain activity and improvement in a caudate.
So taking carbidopa.
No, it don't matter. Well, here's how they do. Here's how they do it. Right? You got to think differently about this. They're going to sit you down first, inject you with the medicine in a nice, quiet room, dark, so no light will interfere with it, no sound. You can't speak. You just sit there for half hour. Then they're going to tell you to go somewhere for 3 hours. They're going to tell you to go somewhere, take a hike, go walk, go to eat whatever you want. Come back at this time, about 3-4 hours later, and then they're going to do the test. The medicine they give you stops the body's production of any medication from the dopamine. So the medication they give you will make it so they can see if the brain activity is working or not working because it's stopping the medicated, automation of dopamine.
The fake dopamine.
Yeah, it'll stop the dopamine. It will stop the medicine from creating the dopamine that's making you feel a little better. It stops it completely. That's why they inject you and have you wait for 3 or 4 hours before you get the test.
Did it clear it?
Yeah, it clears everything so that they know for a fact that no medicine is interfering with that test, and they can see clearly if you have any brain activity, electric signals in the putamen or the caudate. Don't worry about that at all. But there are some medications that can bypass that. But so if you're not taking those, they wouldn't have told you because you're not.
So I can take Valium.
That doesn't do it.
I was really curious because
there's dopamine medications and there's dopamine antagonists. So dopamine antagonist medication is what they don't want you to have during the medication. Like my Mentadine might do that. But if you told them all your medications and they said you're good, you have no medications that are actually creating the dopamine.
All right, the Mentadine was one of you can't take.
Yeah.
But even though I asked Dr. Shaw, he said you can continue to take your Ryder.
For the DAT scan?
Yeah.
But they told you not to.
He said I can continue taking it.
Did they tell you not to?
No.
They did not tell you to take it.
They didn't tell me to stop taking anything.
Yeah, I'm telling you, there's so every machine's a little bit different. But if there's a medication you're on and it will alter the results, they tell you. Yeah, Adderall is a stimulant which will cause. Adderall creates more brain activity. It rushes blood to the brain, and we have more activity when we're not supposed to. So some tests you don't want Adderall, some tests they don't care. I had tests with Adderall and without the Adderall, and the DAT scan is exactly the same. So yeah, you're fine.
What I was wondering is, you take, you have the test without anything before you first get there, right? Then you have it with the injection, and you have it again after. It's 3 hours after.
Only one injection.
Right. You get there, you don't have one, right? And then you have the injection, and then you come back 3 hours later and you don't have it.
When you get there, you check in, you have the injection right away. Nuclear medicine. You have the injection to stop all signals, all medicine or anything from interfering. You come back and have the test. There's not 2 injections, there's only one. As soon as you get there.
Oh, what are they telling you? Months.
No, if that's it, results for a DAT scan?
Yeah.
Months? No. So we had somebody that read it in real time. The most of them I think is a week or so. Like if they send it off to radiologists, a week. My Mayo Clinic one took 3 or 4 days. My one in Detroit took about a week, and the ones in IU Health in Indianapolis took about 3 hours. It just depends if they have somebody on staff reading them right at the time you take them, or do they have to wait till somebody comes in or send them off to somebody else. That's all it comes down to. I had a DAT scan done in Detroit, and that one was really quick too.
Really?
Yeah.
I sent you this.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but it doesn't say it doesn't say 3 DAT scans here, silly. It says you have 3 appointments.
Okay.
Yeah, if you go into your portal and look at each visit, then yeah. Otherwise, no. I've had many appointments in one day. Mayo Clinic and IU Health. That is normal, but not multiple DAT scans.
No, not saying that it's a DAT scan.
So maybe 9:30 is check-in, 10:30 is the injection, and 2:30 is the DAT scan. That might be what it is. That's perfect timing. That's 4.5 hours after your injection. So that does make sense. So mine is just one appointment. You get here this time, expect to be here for up to 6 hours, but you're only really there for 4.5 hours or 5. That's probably what that is.
Well, Like he was doing this, yeah.
Yeah. Trust me, you're only having one desk scan.
Oh, I didn't think I was having multiple that scan. I was like, it was more than one scan.
Yeah. No, it's only one scan. I know. Because you can't have that much nuclear medication inside. You can't have that much. It's impossible. It would be very harmful to you. So, it is what it is.
So I only had to lay there still one time.
Yep, one time. That's it.
Good. I was thinking I have to do that one.
No,
I don't know how I do that.
That's what that looks like. That looks like a check-in at 9:30. You wait. They're going to get injection at 10:30, and then they're going to run the DAS scan at 2:30. I think that's what they're trying to tell you. Like our doctors' appointments is one visit. Show up and be here for 6 hours. Expect to be here for 6 hours. Yours, it looks like they broke it down separately. Yeah, that's okay. Whatever.
Well,
Sky's the limit.
they don't do the scan until 2:30. It takes
No. No. So I think what it is 9:30. I think 9:30 is the check-in and take you right to the back room, and they'll inject you. You'll stay in that office for an hour, right? Because they have to let the medication work in a dark room, no sound, very no light. Then 10:30 they're going to tell you to go somewhere. Well, 9:30 they inject you. 10:30 you'll have it, but you have to wait 3.5 hours, 4 hours for it to work. And at 2:30 they'll start to scan, which only takes like 45 minutes. That's what it looks like. I promise. All dead scans are the same. They're all the same.
Yeah, I know you had this before, so I was asking you, but I was looking confused about all the employment.
Yep, I've had three at three different establishments, completely different, and they're all the same. Every one of them.
Really?
Yeah.
3 of them?
Yep. It's Detroit, Minnesota, and Indiana. They're all the same. Might be a different vendor, different equipment, but they all go exactly the same.
It's really weird that you know stuff. You tell me stuff to expect, and then there's things I tell you.
Yeah, just like themselves. It's I'd say it's karma, but maybe not.
No, I wouldn't call it karma.
No, it's called experience.
That's
all
what
right.
it's called.
Well, we're gonna wrap this one up.
Sounds good to me.
This podcast, obviously, we're live right now, but we're gonna have it posted tomorrow, Friday, early in the morning. I'll get it processed and we'll get it off to you guys, post it. We have quite a few groups and people are interested in hearing about it. So, again, if you have any questions, just email us or get to our Facebook page or email us at msacrusaders@gmail.com or email Daisy herself, chat her up, email me, chat me up, whatever. And especially if you want to be on the show, get a hold of us and we can talk about things live on air, however you want to do it.
We would love to talk to you on air. We also want you to know that we support Mission MSA.org. So if you would, give us a donation.
Yep. Mission MSA is one of the leading charities in the world, in the United States of America, for research and funding for advocacy for multiple system atrophy. A lot of great detail, a lot of great information on the website and help if needed and guidance. I went there the first time I heard the term MSA. It's actually the first website I ever went to. Love it to death.
There's so much support on there too.
Yeah.
So learn something new on there every day.
Absolutely. Yeah, you have to keep reading because they have updates, weekly newsletters, daily updates on everything that they do, and a lot of information to help with care. No matter what step you are in the journey of MSA, they have all the information, all the help you possibly need.
And if you have any questions about the stem cells, you can ask David or Carrie. They'll be happy to give some information.
Absolutely.
Carrie said she would love to come back. So if you have some questions for her, she'll be glad to answer them. Carrie's very informative.
Absolutely. Yes, she is. Yeah, and my video on my YouTube channel, at MSA Strong at YouTube, it's more informational. It's more descriptive about what these things are and what they do. this podcast is more about interacting back and forth about what we did. So, yeah, check it out, and we're
It's
always
more about
here for you.
David and I arguing.
Yeah.
David set me straight.
Daisy won't let me do introductions. She says I'm fired, so I have to sit here and be the editor in chief.
That's what you're good at.
That's what I'm good at. Absolutely, yes, it is.
And as y'all know, remember, we're all MSA Crusaders. And we'll see you next time.
We will. Thank you, Daisy.
Thank you, David.